Good morning. I hope everybody's doing good. Today I'm going to be bare shaft tuning a new batch of arrows to the Oneida Phoenix. I had some requests for people to have me show them how I bare shaft tune my bows, and I want you all to know that I'm not an expert, but I'm going to show you how I do it today. Um, as you can see, maybe you can't, but these shafts come from the factory about, looks like 31.5 inches. Now I have already glued in the insert, so I'll be cutting them down from the knock side. And some people say that that's wrong, but the shafts are supposed to be pretty uniform as far as, their straightness and the wall thickness. These are not tapered shafts. If these were tapered shafts, then obviously I'd want to cut from the knock side. However, I personally don't believe there's any difference if I cut from the knock side or the broadhead side. So first shot hopefully will be way under spined, and by that, when I shoot it, and you'll see that in just like a couple of seconds, but hopefully that knock will be off to the left of where it impacts, and I'll show you that outside. So let's go ahead, and then from there I just basically cut off about 1/8. I mean, if it's way off, then I'll cut off about probably a half an inch at a time until I get close, and then we'll go slower. I believe probably should be right around 29 1/4, 29.5 inches. This should be good. These are Gold Tip Hunters 400s, which it's upside down, but Gold Tip Hunters 400s. And they're good arrows. I have a batch of them already, but I have plastic vanes on those. I'm going to do this batch up with feathers. And that's another weird thing. My dad, growing up, always shot left wing. So he fletched everything left wing. And then when he passed on, he gave me, or before he passed on, he gave me his Bitzenberger jig, and of course it's left wing, so I've always fletched my arrows left wing. Only problem with that is that a lot of the broadhead companies, when they make single bevel broadheads, if I want to go to that, they're almost always right wing. So this time I'm gonna fletch these things right wing and see how they fly. I'm sure there's not going to be any difference. I don't think it matters what wing you have. Just when you shoot the single bevels, it does make a difference, because if you have a right bevel, single bevel head, and then a left wing fletching, then the arrow is fighting itself as it's flying through the air as far as the spin. So, but I'll turn you back on when we get outside after the first shot. All right. All right. Gonna take the first shot, and this is full length, so this is 31.5 inches, so it should be terribly underspined. I have a 175 grain field point on the front. The arrows, or the broadheads I want to try this year, are the tooth of the arrow 4 blades, and those are 175 grains. So we're going to tune these to 175. So here's the first shot. Let's just hope I hit the dang target here. Okay, perfect. As you can see, that arrow is tilted this ways. It'd be better. I'll shoot it into this target down there. So it's tilted to the left, which means that the arrow is underspined, which means I have to cut some off. So it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. I'll try it one more just to be sure. Yep. Shot to the left again. But definitely not as much as I thought it was going to be. So now all I do is I'm going to go in. I'm probably only going to cut off 1/8 of an inch here first. See if that helps out. And I will turn you back on when we come back out after I've cut off 1/8 of an inch of this arrow. All right, we're actually going to cut off a 1/2 inch here to start with. I think that'll be safe. let's go give that a try. All right, see what happens now that I took off a 1/2 inch. Still left, which is fine. That's what I'm expecting. So I'm gonna go in and probably cut off another 1/2 inch. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure I know about where these are gonna be from the other arrows I did. The only problem is that it's shooting a little bit heavier poundage than I was before, and I'm shooting a little bit heavier broadhead, or yeah, weight up front. So I'm gonna cut off another 1/2 inch, and I'll turn you back on when we get that done. All right, so there, I've cut off another 1/2 inch. Let's see what she does now. Should still be a little bit to the left. Yep. So I'm probably going to cut off another 1/2 inch, because right now we're at about 30.5 inches, and I believe I got to take off a good another inch probably, but we're going to go a 1/2 inch increments. So all right, got another 1/2 inch off. So let's see what that did. Yep, still a little bit to the left. Not bad, it's definitely getting tighter. Okay. So I'm gonna go in and cut off another 1/2 inch, and then we should be right around the target area. So I'll turn you back on when we get there. All right. Took off another 1/2 inch. That puts us down to about 29.5. And I just compared this shaft to the other ones that I did last year, and those are about 28.5. I was off by a good inch, so this is probably still going to shoot to the left, but we'll see. Oh yeah, but not as bad though. That's actually getting really close right there. That was just a slight. I'm going to shoot that one more time. Okay, that's getting close. That one actually looks pretty dang straight right there. Shoot, one more time. This might actually be where I want to be. Gotta step back a little bit too. That was at a 10 yards. We'll go back to 20 and see what she looks like. This should really pronounce the result. Actually, that's flying pretty straight right there. Take one more from 20, and if that's still straight, then this is where we're going to leave them for this batch. yeah, I'd say that's where I'm going to leave it. That time I physically shot to the left and hit the poor turkey tail. But I think we found, holy crap. Ugh, there we go. One more from 10 yards. But I think this is it. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. Okay, so this one's going to be about 1 inch longer than those other ones. All right, so now all I'm going to do is just cut all the arrows to this size. Now if you want to do it right, and the experts will tell you that you need to tune each individual arrow, do this whole process with each arrow. For my purposes for hunting, I found that if you just tune the one, and as long as they're all, I've weighed them all, they're all within plus or minus 0.05 grams. So as long as they're pretty close as far as that goes, then you shouldn't have any issues for hunting if you just tune the one and then cut them all to the same thing. So that's how I tune it. It's definitely probably not the way the pros do it. It may not be the way you do it. If you have advice, I don't really care. This is how I do it, and this is how I'm gonna do it. But so yeah, so now all I got to do is cut them all down and put feathers on, and then we'll do a video later next week or a couple weeks, and I'll shoot some of the feather arrows and we'll see how they're doing. All right, thanks, bye. Just another short addition here. I know why the lengths are different now. I thought I had the same kind of arrows, but these are the cheaper Hunter gold tips, and those other ones that I did are called the Kinetic, I don't know, just Kinetic, yeah, that's all they're called, is Kinetic, but they're both 400 spine arrows. But because they're different kinds of arrows, I'm sure that is what causes the difference in the length. I mean, these are the ones that I did last year, Kinetic. You can see they look almost the same, but they're not. So I guess we'll see. I mean, seems to be about 1 inch more on these other ones, so we'll see. And again, once I get them fletched up, then we'll do a quick video shooting them with the feathers on. All right, bye.